it's that time of year. We're more than halfway through the Pro Tour season, which means not only we're going to be talking about things like the World Match Play, the World Grand Prix, the big major events that are coming up, all that positive stuff. Unfortunately, it means that we've also got to point out people that are in real danger. Not just danger of not making those big events, but danger of not being on the tour next year. Tour card privileges are coming to the end at the end of their 2-year period, or because they've come outside that top 64. If you're outside the top 64 after 2 years, your tour card is well and truly on the line. And for these players, it is very much so the case. King Barry, young player from Ireland, came through a couple of years ago, doing some good bits. Played well, 6 appearances in a row at the World Championships, has reached events like the European Championships. Maybe to some a bit of a surprise, he's just outside the tour card races, people, as it stands. So it's not one of those where he's miles away. A couple of good runs could get him back inside, certainly if he makes some of the major events that are available to him. But I think that'd be a bit of a surprise, really. Keane Barry, one of those players, certainly when he was having that deep run at the UK Open a couple of years ago, people suggesting maybe he'd reach the top 32. Be a bit of a surprise to see him lose his card. Andy Barton's burst onto the PDC scene after picking up the WDF World Championship at Lakeside. He was dominant on the WDF circuit, which led many, and myself included, to think Andy Barton's may be able to transition to the PDC and play well. He was sort of running around about the 100 average the majority of the time that you saw him on the WDF. Well, not all the time, of course, but like more often than not, we saw that 100. And I thought he's going to switch over and actually develop and improve. In fact, he's not made the World Championship on his first appearance. Might not make it this year as well. In big danger. Needs quite a lot if he's going to keep hold of his tour card. So the likelihood is he's going to lose his card. Do you not realise I'm making a video in here driving so close to the window? Really? Oh, back to the old days of Edgar TV, with the mistakes. But good reason as well to subscribe, you know. Get that 100,000 subscriber plaque on the wall. Ting. Jim Williams, another that came over from the WDF system, or the BDO system, won the World Darts Trophy, runner-up at Lakeside, or it wasn't Lakeside then, was it? It was at the O2. Well, technically not the O2, but you know what I mean. He was around the building of the O2. And Jim Williams was one of those players a couple of years ago going into the World Championships, when you look for dark horses, on the tip of a lot of people's tongues, but maybe not as committed to darts as a lot of other people are. We know he's pulled out of events, doesn't really like the whole sort of professional darts scene as such. It's not for everyone, and Jim's kind of made it clear it's not for him. Doesn't mean he's not going to be attempting to get into things like the World Championships, but I don't think it's his priority. I don't think it's his number one. It looks like he's going to lose his card, and I think we'll be happy with his time that he spent on the tour and the life that he's had during his time in that. But I do think Jim Williams is probably going to be elsewhere next year rather than on the PDC tour. Could still make the Worlds. Been dangerous, hasn't he? Beat like James Wade in that event. But we've got a major winner. The winner of the Grand Slam of Darts in 2020, and a year later was the runner-up of the Premier League. Just think about that. We've just seen the Premier League final, Luke Humphries and Luke Littler. Imagine Jose de Sousa. Imagine in 4 years' time, we're talking about Luke Humphries or Luke Littler being in a position they're going to lose their tour card. I picked up on this a year ago. I highlighted the fact he's not playing well enough. He needs big runs. I don't think this is likely anymore. I think at the moment this is like a 90-95% certainty that he's going to go lose his card. We picked up on it, we rolled it through, and he's got a lot to do, hasn't he? He's got a lot. He'd have to be winning events. He'd have to start getting into the big events, the TV events, certainly the World Championships. Then he'd have to win games there. I mean, the heightened money in the World Championships may just save him, but you've got to think everybody else is going to be on that, and he'll be an unseeded player, which is all going to work against him as well. I think Jose de Sousa is going to lose his card. I think that's one I'm going to sit quite comfortably with. But that's not it. There's a couple of other players as well. Let's take a look at the list. So it does have a bit of a code in the system. People like Nico Springer, he's light green because he's on 1 year tour card, as is Sedlacek, people like that. Darius Labanauskas is without card, so doing quite well, isn't he, in regards to what he's going to be picking up without a tour card as things stand. Could end up getting his tour card back via this route. King Barry outside Dylan Slevin. He's had a good few years. He could still keep hold of his. And anyone who's sort of in the grey, Jelle Klassen, world champion on the BDO side. Barry Van Peer, who dominated the Challenge Tour when he was on that. How about a Pro Tour winner in Radak Skagansky? Willie Borland, remember him a few years ago, hitting that 9-darter in the deciding leg against Bradley Brooks. So all these players in the dark grey are the players that are going to be losing their cards, should they not reach the top 64. So do let me know down in the comment section which one of those surprised you the most. I think it's clear which one surprised me the most. It's the 4 I've named as the main category at the start of this video. Do hit the subscribe, and I'll catch you soon for some more Edgar TV.